Hey there, Fact Fusion fans. Have you ever heard about someone, or even an entire group of people, who just vanished without a trace? Or maybe a ship or airplane that set off on a journey but was never seen again? Today, we're diving deep into some of the most mysterious disappearances in nature. Stories that have puzzled experts, intrigued storytellers, and kept people guessing for decades, even centuries. From the lost colonists of Roanoke to the eerie emptiness of the Bermuda Triangle, we're exploring the strange and baffling tales of people, animals, and even entire communities that vanished without a clue. Grab your detective hats and get ready to solve some mysteries with us. The disappearance of the Anjikuni village. Our first story takes us to the frozen wilderness of Canada, to a place where not just one person, but an entire village seemed to vanish overnight. The Anjikuni village, a small Inuit settlement nestled near a remote lake in the Northern Territories, was home to about 30 inhabitants. In November 1930, Joe LaBelle, a fur trapper familiar with the area, arrived at the village expecting to see his friends and trade goods as usual. But when he got there, he was greeted by an eerie silence. The village was completely deserted. Joe found half-cooked meals left in huts, personal belongings still in place, and even sled dogs that had died from starvation, still tied to their posts. The most chilling discovery, however, was that the graves in the village's cemetery had been opened, and their bodies were gone. Label quickly contacted the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, who launched an investigation. Despite an extensive search, no trace of the villagers was ever found. Speculation ran wild. Some suggested alien abduction, while others thought the villagers might have been victims of a supernatural force. There were even theories of them being relocated by another tribe or fleeing from an unknown threat. But none of these theories fully explain the bizarre and unsettling details of the scene. To this day, the disappearance of the Anjikuni village remains one of Canada's most enduring mysteries. What could make an entire village just disappear like that? The truth might be more chilling than we can imagine. The vanishing of Flight MH370. Next, we journey to the skies for one of the most baffling aviation mysteries of the 21st century, the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. On March 8, 2014, this Boeing 777 took off from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, headed for Beijing, China, carrying 239 passengers and crew members. Everything was normal until, about an hour into the flight, the plane suddenly vanished from radar screens. No distress signals were sent, and there were no signs of mechanical failure. What happened next is a tale of confusion and frustration. Search and rescue teams from multiple countries launched one of the largest and most expensive search operations in aviation history, covering vast areas of the Indian Ocean. For months, the world watched as teams scoured the seas for any sign of the plane, but all they found were a few pieces of debris that washed up on distant shores. These fragments provided no clear answers as to what happened during the plane's final hours. Several theories have been proposed about the fate of MH370. Some suggest it was a deliberate act by one of the pilots, while others believe a catastrophic mechanical failure caused the plane to crash into the ocean. Some even think it could have been hijacked or brought down by a missile. The lack of concrete evidence has led to wild speculation, including conspiracy theories involving alien abduction or secret military tests gone wrong. Despite the many theories, the plane's disappearance remains a mystery. The story of MH370 is a modern-day ghost ship, a tragic mystery that continues to haunt the families of those who were on board and intrigue people worldwide. The mystery of the Mary Celeste. Our next story takes us back to the high seas with one of the most famous ghost ships in history, the Mary Celeste. This American merchant ship set sail from New York City to Genoa, Italy, in November 1872 with a full crew, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, and their 2-year-old daughter. The ship was carrying a cargo of industrial alcohol, and everything seemed to be going smoothly. However, a month later, the Mary Celeste was found drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean, about 400 miles east of the Azores. When another ship, the Dei Gratia, spotted the Mary Celeste, its crew boarded the vessel, only to find it completely abandoned. The ship's cargo was mostly intact, and the crew's belongings were still there. There was no sign of a struggle, and the lifeboat was missing. The ship's logbook showed nothing unusual, except for the final entry, which was written 10 days before the ship was found. So, what happened to the crew? Over the years, numerous theories have emerged to explain the fate of the Mary Celeste. Some speculate that the crew abandoned the ship due to a fear of an explosion from the alcohol fumes, while others suggest piracy or mutiny. Natural explanations like waterspouts or undersea earthquakes have also been suggested, but none fully account for the complete absence of the crew or why they would have abandoned a perfectly seaworthy ship. The Mary Celeste remains one of the sea's greatest mysteries, with its story inspiring countless books, movies, and debates over what really happened to her ill-fated crew. The Bermuda Triangle's lost travelers. Our journey now takes us to one of the most infamous places on Earth for mysterious disappearances, the Bermuda Triangle. This loosely defined region in the North Atlantic Ocean, roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has long been associated with the unexplained vanishing of ships and airplanes. One of the most famous cases occurred on December 5, 1945, when Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers on a routine training mission, disappeared without a trace. The pilots, all experienced, reported strange compass readings and becoming disoriented before losing contact. The search plane sent to find them also vanished, adding to the mystery. But Flight 19 is just one of many disappearances linked to the Bermuda Triangle. The USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship carrying 309 people, disappeared in 1918 without sending a distress signal. In 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker carrying molten sulfur, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a few life jackets and pieces of debris. Theories about the Bermuda Triangle range from the plausible to the paranormal. Some researchers suggest natural explanations such as violent weather, rogue waves, or magnetic anomalies that confuse navigation instruments. Others propose more outlandish ideas, including underwater alien bases, time portals, or even the lost city of Atlantis. Despite these many theories, no one has been able to explain the Bermuda Triangle's reputation for strange disappearances fully. Is it just a coincidence, or is there something more mysterious at play in this enigmatic part of the world? The disappearance of the Roanoke colony. Now let's turn back the clock to one of the earliest and most baffling disappearances in American history, the lost colony of Roanoke. In 1587, a group of over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Led by Governor John White, they aimed to establish the first permanent English settlement in the New World. However, life in the colony was tough and food supplies were running low. John White returned to England for more supplies, but due to war with Spain, he was delayed for 3 years. When he finally returned to Roanoke in 1590, he found the settlement completely deserted. There was no sign of a struggle, and all the houses and fortifications had been dismantled. The only clue was the word Croatoan, carved into a post, and crow carved into a nearby tree. The Croatoan were a nearby Native American tribe, but there was no sign of the settlers among them. The fate of the Roanoke colonists has been the subject of speculation and debate for centuries. Some historians believe they were killed or assimilated by local Native American tribes, while others think they tried to sail back to England and got lost at sea. More recent theories suggest they moved inland to integrate with other tribes, or possibly met a violent end at the hands of hostile groups. Despite numerous archaeological digs and research efforts, no definitive evidence has been found to explain what happened to the lost colony. It remains one of America's oldest and most enduring mysteries, capturing the imagination of historians, writers, and treasure hunters alike. And there you have it, some of the most mysterious disappearances in nature that leave us with more questions than answers. From entire villages and colonies to ships, planes, and lighthouse keepers, these stories remind us of the vast unknowns still present in our world. Each case is a puzzle with pieces that don't quite fit, challenging us to think about what might really be out there in the unexplored corners of our planet. What do you think happened in these mysterious cases? Do you have any theories of your own? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Fact Fusion, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.